Hey, welcome to the channel. Everyone is talking about AI agents, but very few people understand what that actually means or how all the pieces fit together. And that confusion is costing you. So here's the thing. I used to be in the same boat. I'd hear agents, MCP, plugins, skills, and I would have an idea of what they mean, but not actually know how they interact or what it means for me, what it means for the world, what it means for the economy and business. And in this world of AI, every week there's a new term, a new tool, a new capability. But once I mapped out how these pieces connect, everything clicked. And more importantly, I could see where the real opportunities are and where the jobs are going. So today I'm going to break down the structure of how agentic AI actually works. We're not going to do an overwhelming technical deep dive here, but I'm going to give you a clear mental model so that you can understand what's happening and what all these words mean. This will help you have smarter conversations about AI, and it will position you on the right side of this shift. We're going to walk through 4 zones: the human, the orchestrator, the library, and the engine. I'll show you what each one does, the key terms you need to know, and how they all connect to create agentic AI systems that actually work. If you're new to the channel, my name's Marshall. I help founders, businesses, and those who are just curious about AI learn how to use the technology without having to build super technical skills. I've been changing organizations and building teams for the last 18 years, and I share everything that I'm learning and what I'm doing here with you. So let me start with why you should care about understanding these terms. Right now, there's a huge divide forming. On one side, you have people who hear AI agent and think it's just a chatbot with a fancy name. On the other side, you have people who are actually building systems that can research, write, create files, send emails, and execute complex work all while they sleep. And the difference between those two groups is understanding the structure, how all those things connect, and what it actually means. So let's start at the beginning with you, the human. This is the only zone that can't be automated. You are the source of intent, judgment, and direction. So you know what good looks like here. You know what you want. You have the domain knowledge, you have the relationships, you have the ability to decide what actually matters and what you want to get out of the thing. So the key term here is prompt. It is literally just how you talk to the system. So a prompt is a typed instruction, and it only exists in the moment. It's how you can reach into the AI system and tell it what you want. And as you develop prompts that you're consistently using, these will become skills. We'll talk about that. A really important thing to note here is that the whole shift with AI is that instead of you as a human being the executor, the person who does the thing, you are directing and guiding the AI to do the thing. So the future looks like humans guiding agents to do the work that you would have done. Next, we have the orchestrator. This is the interface layer. It's how you actually command the computer and the system. So you've probably seen the terminal before. It's like the control panel. It's the black screen where you can type in code, right? Now, Claude Code is what's called a CLI. It's a command line interface. Basically what it is it is a terminal that is enhanced with certain capabilities and tools to do work. So Claude is an AI CLI. It's an AI terminal connected into your computer. Imagine this as being like the cockpit, where you can see the controls and what's possible as the pilot. You are the pilot. And this is why Claude Code is so amazing, because it will read the documents you have in your computer, the files. It can call on specific tools. We'll talk about MCP. It can spin off and dispatch agents to do specific pieces of work, and it can put together documents and output, images, files, whatever it might be. Now, in the past, only people who could code and really understand all the nitty-gritty of the terminal and coding languages, programming, could do stuff here. But now you can take control over this part of the system. Now, here's the zone that most people underestimate. This is the library. Now, I really want to emphasize this here. You know what a file is. You have them in your computer. There's all kinds of different files. Well, everything that you use to interact with AI in the orchestrator section with Claude Code and similar tools are just files. They're literally just files. And since you already know what a file is, it starts to become simpler. And what this means is that if you can write clearly and get your ideas across clearly, then you can build a library. So in the library, we have 3 key terms. We have a skill. A skill is a single file that tells AI exactly how to do one repeatable task. Think of it like a recipe. You write it once and it's going to consistently run to feed the next step, which is the engine, okay? The next term here is a blueprint. So some people call these playbooks. There's other names for them, but I call them blueprints. So it's a file that sequences multiple skills, remember these are just files, into a complete workflow. So the blueprint literally just says, hey, do this skill, use this file, do this skill, boom. It's all done with files. So next is a plugin. A plugin is a bundled package of skills, blueprints, and MCP connections, which I'll show you next. It's just one install of a full capability of skills to output a workflow. So it's like an employee handbook. The plugin is this employee handbook that you can plug into the computer, right? And it has all of these skills and workflows and abilities. Really important to note here, the library is your moat. What that means is it is what differentiates you in your business and what you're doing. All of your specific skills and workflows, ways of approaching things, documents are unique, and they help AI take action for you. Now, finally, we've got the engine. Now, there's a lot going on here, but we're gonna go through these 4 main terms and what they actually are. So first one is your LLM. It's the large language model. Anthropic's Claude, OpenAI's ChatGPT, Google's Gemini. It's the reasoning brain. It's the engine under the hood, and it reads your prompts and your files, reasons through the task, and generates output, okay? But remember, the LLM is just the engine. If we're thinking of a car, it's really powerful, the engine is, but it needs a steering wheel, it needs a roadmap, and it needs a driver. So the next piece of this is context. Context is AI's active working memory. What's really important to know here is that context is not infinite, it's finite. There's only a certain amount of information in memory that an AI chat can use to start creating these outputs and taking action. Think of it like a whiteboard in a meeting room, right? Where it's really useful when it's there, but when it's erased and everybody leaves, it's just empty. So this limit explains why skills and blueprints and agents all exist, because those things have their own context. They have their own window to do work. So let's bring that next into agent. This is amazing. An agent is a specialized AI worker with its own context. So it can do its own pieces of a job. So instead of you running one task at a time, you can dispatch 10 agents to different places to do work simultaneously. And they'll all have their own context. They'll all have their own little battery of memory where they can do a small piece of the work and bring it back into one. That is a structural change in what one person can accomplish. Now, finally, MCP. So MCP, it just stands for Model Context Protocol. Imagine it as the hands of your engine. It lets AI reach beyond just your computer and interact with real systems. So you've got your files, it can go out and interact with the internet, it can interact with different apps, it can interact with software platforms that you use for your business, and it can go in and take action in this. So imagine you being able to say, hey, I want to do this through the internet, my files, and I want to update it in this software for my business. An MCP allows you to do that. It can connect to all of that and start actually doing work, empowering the agents, right? Bringing it back into the computer, into your control room to do work with. Now, here's what's amazing. Every time the system runs, it can get better. A prompt that works really well because you know what you want, right, becomes a skill. A sequence of skills becomes a blueprint. A combination of skills and MCPs and tools becomes a plugin that is like a manual for you to have agents, for you to have individual workers that can do these tasks for you, okay? Here's the thing, these tasks usually generate a final output in the form of a file or taking action in another place. And the best outputs literally just become part of the library. They become a new file that builds off of the last work and improves the system. So it becomes smarter than before. And then boom, you again are at the helm. This is the cycle that helps you grow this library and compounds the actual work that you are doing. So once you understand that you don't have to be some technical whiz to start using this stuff, you just need to know how to set up a CLI, your Claude code or a similar tool, and simply have the right files in your computer. You can start taking action and building a system that does work for you. It's an incredible thing. And this really shows that the future of work is humans shifting from executing and doing the work to just directing and guiding the work with the right files and information. And that system feeds itself and improves upon itself. Now, if all of this sounds really exciting, but you're telling yourself, I don't want to do this alone, that's okay. That's exactly what we help with at Infin8 Growth. We work with business owners and teams to actually build these systems, defining skills, creating blueprints, building your library, and getting you the fundamental skills you need to actually start doing this for yourself, for your team, and your business. If you want help implementing this, then schedule a call. Go to the link here in the description. Be happy to talk to you about what you're building, what you're trying to achieve. So let's recap these 4 zones. First is the human. You talk to the system through prompts. Second is the orchestrator, the terminal, CLI, Claude code. It's how you actually command the system. You become the person in charge of what the computer is doing. The third is the library. Skills, blueprints, plugins, everything is files. This is what differentiates you as you build your business and you build your systems. And finally, number 4 is the engine. This is where your LLM, the context that it uses, the MCPs, and the agents that get spun out from the system actually start working. Once you see it this way, you'll be less lost in the jargon and you'll have a bit better idea of a map that you can start adding in things that you learn and systems that you learn into this framework. If this helped clarify things for you at all, hit subscribe. I'm going to keep breaking down how you can use these tools, not just understand them, so that you can stay ahead of the curve. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.